In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on September 6, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Indiana versus Western Illinois. The Western Illinois Leathernecks defense has been a significant concern, and that was evident right from the season opener against Northern Illinois. In that game, Western Illinois struggled on both sides of the ball, managing to score just 15 points while their defense surrendered a whopping 54 points. The most damaging stretch came during the second quarter, where they allowed 28 points, a deficit they could not recover from. Quarterback Nate Lamb had a decent showing, completing 17 of his 29 passes for 204 yards and a touchdown. Running back Cameron Smith also put in a solid effort, matching Lamb's passing stats with 17 completions on 29 attempts, accounting for 204 yards and 1 touchdown. However, despite their efforts, the offense wasn't enough to keep the Leathernecks competitive. Defensively, the Leathernecks struggled particularly with their pass defense, allowing Northern Illinois quarterback Ethan Hampton to complete 18 of 30 passes for a staggering 328 yards and 5 touchdowns. If Western Illinois has any hope of being competitive in their upcoming games, they need their defense to step up significantly, especially in making key stops. Unfortunately for them, the road ahead doesn't get any easier, and they face another tough challenge this week. On the other hand, Indiana is looking to improve this season, and based on their first game performance, they have every reason to be optimistic. The Hoosiers put up an impressive 71 points in their season opener while allowing just 7 points on defense, cruising to an easy victory. They jumped out to a 14-0 lead at the end of the first quarter and maintained control throughout the game. Quarterback Curtis Rourke was efficient under center, completing 15 of 24 passes for 180 yards, with 1 touchdown and no interceptions. Elijah Green emerged as the top running back for Indiana, finishing the game with 5 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown. On the defensive side, Indiana was particularly strong against the run, holding FIU's top rusher to just 36 yards. The Hoosiers will need their defense to continue performing at a high level in this matchup. They also managed to secure 1 interception in their first game, and a couple of turnovers in this game could make a significant difference. Anything less than 45 points from the offense would be a disappointment, especially with challenging matchups against UCLA and Charlotte looming on their schedule. The primary reason football championship subdivision team Western Illinois is making the trip to face Indiana is to collect a paycheck, as they are heavily outmatched. Indiana was methodical and efficient in their season-opening win, and they have the ability to dictate the score in this game as well. So the Indiana Hoosiers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full-game side pick. Western Illinois is simply not a competitive team, and Indiana is poised to exploit every weakness they have. Rourke is likely to continue airing it out, and Western Illinois will struggle to find any answers defensively. While I do anticipate that Western Illinois might find a bit more success offensively in this game, it won't be enough to make a difference. Indiana should come close to covering the spread by themselves, and this game is shaping up to be a high-scoring affair. Therefore, over the projected total is our full-game total pick. Brigham Young University versus SMU. Southern Methodist University hosts Brigham Young University for an exciting non-conference clash on Friday, September 6th. The Mustangs come into this matchup with a 2-0 record, having secured wins over Nevada in Week 0 and dominated Houston Christian in a blowout victory last week. On the other hand, Brigham Young University earned their first win of the season by easily defeating Southern Illinois. This game marks SMU's inaugural season in the Atlantic Coast Conference, while Brigham Young University continues to compete in the Big 12. The Cougars' offense showcased its explosiveness in their season opener, with quarterback Ritzlaff displaying his powerful arm and Martin adding a spark with his dynamic running game. Although the level of competition should be factored in, Brigham Young University's performance was impressive enough to consider them a strong contender to cover the plus 10.5 spread. While SMU has started the season undefeated, their performance in Week 0 raised some concerns. The Mustangs trailed 24-13 in the fourth quarter against Nevada and needed a dramatic comeback to win, despite being 27-point favorites. Last week's rout of Houston Christian, a football championship subdivision team, didn't completely erase the memory of their struggles against Nevada. Given that SMU returns a lot of experienced players on both sides of the ball, they should have been more comfortable against the Wolfpack. Brigham Young University enters this season with a chip on their shoulder after a disappointing 5-7 finish last year. SMU, meanwhile, is experimenting with a two-quarterback system because both players are talented. However, this approach could backfire, as it may prevent the Mustangs from finding a consistent rhythm on offense. Brigham Young University might not be as strong as they were in previous seasons, but they still have a reliable quarterback, and that could give them an edge in this game. Although Brigham Young University still has some unresolved issues on both offense and defense, playing against a team like Southern Illinois doesn't provide the necessary answers. For this reason, it's understandable why SMU is a heavy favorite at home. However, it's worth noting that this is the same SMU team that nearly lost to Nevada as 27-point favorites in their opener. I'm hesitant to bet on SMU covering such a large spread after witnessing that performance. Jake Ritzlaff is coming off the best game of his career, and Martin is a standout running back who could pose problems for SMU's defense. Additionally, Brigham Young University has a solid track record, going 4-2 against the spread in its last 6 games as double-digit underdogs. I'm not completely convinced SMU will dominate at these odds, so the Brigham Young University to cover the spread as underdogs is our full-game side pick. SMU is expected to rely heavily on their ground game, especially running back Smith, who is averaging 8.8 yards per carry. They will likely attack a Brigham Young University defense that ranked 112th in rushing yards allowed per game last season. By controlling the tempo of the game, SMU can slow things down in front of their home crowd, eating up the clock and reducing Brigham Young University's opportunities to score. On defense, the Mustangs' pass rush should be disruptive enough to pressure Brigham Young University's young quarterback Ritzlaff, forcing him to make risky throws or simply throw the ball out of bounds. Both teams saw the overhit in their games last week, but that was largely due to the level of competition and their ability to capitalize on explosive offensive plays. I don't anticipate the total reaching that high on Friday night. SMU should find success running the ball, which will keep the clock moving, while Brigham Young University will likely lack the consistent downfield threats needed for quick scores. Instead, the Cougars may find themselves relying on long, methodical drives. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Duke versus Northwestern. Northwestern's temporary football stadium, with its quaint and intimate atmosphere, offers a truly unique experience in college football. With a seating capacity of just 12,000, this boutique stadium is perched right on the shoreline of Lake Michigan, providing fans with a stunning view of boats gently bobbing on the serene aqua green and blue waters. It is within this picturesque setting that two of the nation's premier academic institutions, Duke and Northwestern, will clash for a Week 2 Friday night light showdown. The game is likely to take place on a crisp and breezy evening, adding to the charm of the venue. If you're a fan of defensive football, then the matchup between Duke and Northwestern is one you won't want to miss. Both teams are heavily reliant on their defenses as their offenses are still in the process of finding their footing with new quarterbacks. Northwestern will be hungry for revenge after suffering a lopsided 38-14 defeat to Duke last season, in which the Blue Devils easily covered the 17-point spread. Duke has dominated this rivalry recently, winning the last 5 games between the two schools, dating back to 2017. Despite this, the fact that the bookmakers favor Northwestern by 3 points in this matchup is a testament to the significant changes that have taken place at Duke. However, it's worth noting that Duke has been the underdog in 4 of their last 5 games against Northwestern and still managed to emerge victorious. Northwestern will lean heavily on their rushing attack in an attempt to get the better of Duke, which will directly test Duke's defensive strength. Last season, Duke's defense held Northwestern's running back, Cam Porter, to just 49 yards, and they'll be looking to replicate that performance. Northwestern, who managed only 13 points against Miami, Ohio's tough defense, will likely find it equally challenging to score against Duke's formidable defense. On the other hand, Duke, which leaned more on its passing game in their matchup against Elon, saw quarterback Malik Murphy comfortably manage the offense while effectively utilizing their talented wide receivers. While Malik Murphy may still be somewhat under the radar, he has the potential to develop into a standout player for Duke. Duke's ability to operate at a high tempo will put pressure on Northwestern's defense. As the two academic powerhouses prepare to face off, it seems likely that this game will follow the same script as the previous 5 Duke versus Northwestern matchups, with Duke emerging victorious. Malik Murphy, a quarterback with the potential to excel at a Big 12 level, is playing in the Atlantic Coast Conference and will be facing a subpar Big 10 team in Northwestern. Duke's defense has shown it can stifle Northwestern's ground game, and through the air, the Wildcats have only one significant receiving threat that Duke's defense can neutralize. Last weekend, Duke's offense ran smoothly through Murphy, Moore, and Pankall, and they'll be facing a weak Northwestern secondary this Friday, allowing them to get into a rhythm and put up points. Both teams enter this game looking to improve their offensive output from Week 1, but both also secured victories in their season openers. While Duke seems to have the brighter offensive potential, Northwestern arguably has the stronger defensive unit. However, Duke's status as the underdog in this matchup seems undeserved. Even with the road game factor, Northwestern struggled to move the ball in their first game, and those issues are likely to persist here. Duke's defense, which allowed just 3 points in their opener, is poised to step up in a big way once again. This promises to be an exciting game, but I'm giving the edge to Duke, even on the road. I believe Duke's offense will be able to make crucial plays down the stretch, while their defense will contain Northwestern's attack. Northwestern's defense won't be able to save them this time, and it will be the Blue Devils who come out on top. Therefore, the Duke Blue Devils to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Just like last year, Week 1 showcased that both of these teams have defenses that are ahead of their offenses. Both defensive units dominated against the run in their respective openers, with neither team allowing a touchdown. Duke's run defense is expected to show up again, effectively shutting down Northwestern's ground game and rendering their offense one-dimensional, as the Wildcats have struggled to throw the ball. Conversely, Northwestern's run defense won't be heavily tested by a Duke offense that struggled in that area last week. This will allow Northwestern to force favorable third-down situations, enabling their secondary to make stops and potentially create turnovers. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.